It's camping time with Wades RV. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for the latest in RV news and innovations.
Good afternoon and welcome to Camping with Wades RV. This is 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. I'm Skyler Cooper.
And I'm Willie D.
We are live in the studio today, the 1st of February. I can't believe it's already into the second month of this year. Did it? Well, it feels like it came fast, but it also feels like January was 3 months.
That's exactly right. I've seen a couple memes online, and I think they're exactly correct.
It was a long month, but I'm happy to be here today because, man, it's so nice outside. It's in the 50s already. It's going to be 70-something tomorrow.
It's going to be an incredible weekend. So if you're not doing anything, come on out to the RV show. Take a look at some of these RVs, or come on out and see us at the lot. We're located at 161st and Highway 75.
And it is 918-291-1011, that number for Wades RV, down Highway 75, wadesrv.com. So you guys, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. You are all set up, and it's the final weekend of the Tulsa Boat, Sport, and Travel Show until 10 tonight, 11 to 5 tomorrow. That's over at the River Spirit Expo at Expo Square. How's it been going?
Oh, it's been incredible out there. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's seeing all the new products, and we've been selling a lot of RVs, so that's what's really important.
I know you're hoping people will come buy those so you don't have to haul them back to the lot, right?
That's exactly right. So Sunday night, while everyone's watching Super Bowl, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to be hooking up and I'm going to be taking trailers back. So Come on out and buy these things so I don't have to drag them back. Take one home with you.
So you brought in a friend today to tell us about a particular one. Do you have one of these out at the show today?
I do, yes. I have some at the lot and then also at the show. So you got to go check it out. I have the rear kitchen, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it until later on in the show. So you're going to have to hold on for that.
Perfect. So what are we talking about today?
Okay, so I brought in Rocky. He's my Riverstone rep. It's a higher end fifth wheel, and this thing is incredible with construction and features. It's really different than everything else out there. So today we're going to have Rocky on here. I'm also going to tell you about some new innovations that they're doing in RVs, and then also the Willie's show favorites. So my favorite units that are out there at the show that you have got to check out.
Rocky, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Doing awesome. Just in the couple of minutes before we went on the air, I got to learn a little bit about what you guys do, but I don't know that I've seen a Riverstone. I like to go out to the lot sometimes, and Willie D will show me through some of the cool stuff. I like the idea of things that aren't like everything else. So what sets Riverstone aside?
Well, when we put this project together 5 years ago, we wanted to build something that people could take and do extremely long, extended stays in. Whether it means you're going to go out there and work out of it or just go out and tour the country. So we've come up with this product that is quite unique, quite different. One of the things that we did, we went to a wide body instead of the standard 96 inches wide. We're 101 inches wide. And the next biggest thing that we did is that everybody builds with 1.5 to 2 inch walls. We build ours with a 3-inch, 16-inch on center construction, hung gel coat fiberglass sidewalls. This is huge. We can put more insulation in our sidewalls than anybody else can. So we can accommodate those people who are traveling up north or in the cold weather or even down south here where it's hot. We'll keep you warm and cool, and things are just really quite unique with us on it.
Willie D, that seems like something that would be a big benefit because I've been in RVs where I'm freezing, but the heater's on. That insulation would make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah. If you've ever used a Yeti cooler, it's like going from the Igloo into the Yeti. So it's an incredible unit. One of my favorite things on it is the full body paint. I mean, these graphics are incredible. The one that we have out there at the show is actually probably my favorite paint scheme. It's kind of got a brown and champagne color with it. And just all the way around the Riverstone, from the front cap all the way to the back rear taillights, it's something different and it's something unique. Rocky's actually been with Riverstone since day one. So I started selling Riverstone back with him a couple years ago, and here we are still today. So it's a tried and true product, and it's incredible.
No, go ahead. I'm just looking at the pictures, and I'm impressed. I like to pull it. It looks like a house.
Exactly. Whenever you go inside, you're going to see that they do not cut any corners, and it's actually Amish made. Tell us a little bit about the factory up there.
Well, everybody has a tendency to believe that everything built up in Indiana is Amish made, but that's not always the case. The Amish still go to work either horse and buggy or by bicycle. So if your factory is not located in an Amish community, you're not going to have the Amish workers coming out 10, 15 miles riding a bicycle or horse and buggy to work. So we're built in a town called Topeka, Indiana, which is kind of confusing a little bit. but we're located southeast of the Elkhart area, which everybody's familiar with the RV industry, in an Amish community there. We just got into this brand new 100,000 square foot plant there, and that's all we produce is the Riverstone product. So we're not having our workforce change from a entry-level product to a high-end product. All we build in that factory is a high-end product.
Absolutely. That makes a huge difference. One thing that I noticed whenever I was up there is the time that it actually takes to build that unit. If you go to other factories, it's only going to take about a day or two to get those out. And with Riverstone, it takes about 2 weeks. Isn't that right?
That is correct. We account our time factor as, we build 2 a day, we say. That means we're going to complete 2 every day, where most factories will do 15 to 20 completions every day.
Wow.
So, we spend every station in our factory, that camper stays or a fifth wheel stays right there for a length of time to get the quality there, to build it correctly, to take care of any oopses that's happened today. So we have that luxury of doing it, where most times a camper will go through a station, it has maybe 15, 20 minutes in a station and then moves on, whether it's complete or not. And they just figure out they'll fix it down the line.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And you see that whenever they show up at the lot. Whenever they come into the lot, a lot of times with RVs, I always say, the Amish, they weren't taught how to use power tools, so us English boys come on in there and fix it. That's not the case with a Riverstone. Whenever these things come in, they look like they should. You don't have trim hanging down, everything's complete, and all your corners are put together. So you see that on the flip side.
I'm looking at the pictures of it as I scroll through with some of the interior stuff. It's got an island in there. I've never seen something with an island like that.
Yes, it has an island, and they have solid surface countertops. And it's if you go over to the sink and you pick up on that sink cover, it's probably heavier than anyone you've ever carried because of the quality and the durability that they're doing. One thing I always like to do is I tell people, go around and start tapping on all the wood because it's all actually real. It's just different than everything else out there. You won't see them cutting corners. You're going to see them taking extra steps, if anything. So even the turn signals, they're impressed into the unit. And most of the time people just slap a generic light that you see on every single thing. If you're paying for a product like this, you want to see those differences.
I think this bedroom's bigger than the one in my house. Is that something that sets it apart too? Because that looks like a big bed in there.
Well, we do a king-size bed in every unit. Every floor plan comes with a king-size bed. And that's important. You want the room. You want to feel at home. When you buy one of these coaches here, you're going to then spend a lot of time in it. So while in it, you want to feel like you're at home. So basically what we built is your home on wheels. And that way you can go and visit different parts of the country, whether it's for work or pleasure or whatever. But yet when you go home at night, you feel like you're at home, you're sleeping in your bed. And it's so important, especially to these people that we deal with on a regular basis.
I was actually talking about that this week. Whenever you have your RV, if a lot of people use these for work and they're going out full time, if you're not using your per diem money to buy an RV or something like that, all your money is just going to a hotel owner and you're sleeping in the same bed thousands of people have slept in and the same towel thousands of people have used. Whenever you're staying in your Riverstone, it's your bed, it's your towels, and it's your coach. So it's going to be exactly yours. And we were talking about making you feel at home. I don't have a fireplace in my bedroom. Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so there's going to be a few extra features in these things.
We have it in the Riverstone.
Absolutely.
In fact, everyone comes with 2 fireplaces, one in the living area, one in the bedroom.
That's incredible.
Standard.
That's incredible.
Talking with Rocky, he is the rep for Riverstone RVs, and you can find one of these out at the Boat Sport and Travel Show with Wades RV, you guys out there today. As I was scrolling through the site, Rocky, I'm noticing you have like 7 or so different floor plans. What varies in those?
We actually have 9 different floor plans in it, and we have our most popular, which is the rear kitchen sitting at the lot right now. We do the rear kitchen, the front living. We do a rear living, different modifications to it to make some people like the units to feel like they're sectioned off. Other people likes the units to feel wide open and a huge space. So, we try to accommodate that as much as we possibly can. And then we also make 2 garage units or toy haulers, y'all would call it. But we do that for those who want to carry their Harley with them, or their Gold Wing, or their a Can-Am Spider, and so we try to be as accommodating as possible.
That must be a pretty big garage if you can fit a Spider in there. They're not tiny.
No, they're not tiny, but this garage is kind of unique because it's built underneath the bedroom area, so it doesn't take up any living space, and that was the key to it. Was to build a unit that will carry your toy with you that doesn't take away your living space. And we really, as they would say, hit the nail on the head with this one.
I would agree.
It is really, really popular. It is actually our FKTH is our number 2 selling floor plan across the board, which is fantastic.
And one thing I saw whenever it actually arrived on the lot was, like you said, there was just nothing else out there that didn't take up your living space. Usually when you have a toy hauler, if you have a 12-foot garage, you just have a garage and that's it. With this, you are not sacrificing one thing. You're actually increasing your experience because you get to bring all your toys with you.
That's awesome. You're listening to Camping with Wades RV. We need to squeeze in a quick break here. If you have any questions for Willie D from Wades RV or Rocky with Riverstone, you can text us at 95920. We'll be telling you a little bit more about the Boat Sport and Travel Show, what they've got going on out there. Willie D, what else is coming up?
Oh, we got lots of different things. I'm going to talk to you about those innovations and then my favorite units out there at the RV show.
This is Camping with Wades RV. It's 102.3 KRMG. Welcome back to Camping with Wades RV. It's 102.3 KRMG. I'm Skylar Cooper with Willie D in studio from Wades RV, and Rocky is joining us today from Riverstone. We've been talking a lot about what's new with Riverstone. We're going to get into more of that.
Yeah.
Also looking at this is my first time to look at these things, so I really think I might have a new favorite when it comes to what you guys have down there at Wades RV. You also have one of these set up at the Boat Sport and Travel Show, which is just today and tomorrow left. 10 o'clock is when they close tonight, tomorrow 11 to 5. How can people find you in there?
So we're going to be at a couple different locations. If you're actually looking for us, we're going to be in between poles N11 and then N19. And then if you're looking for those big motorhomes, you're going to be looking for in between N17 and N21. And that's going to be on the opposite side of the big golden driller.
So you have a couple of RV innovations that you want to tell us about, but sort of before we get to that, Rocky, you were saying there's a lot of things that are going to be new standards in Riverstone. What are some of those?
You know, what's really interesting is that, especially in these extended stay units, that most times when you buy it, the customer then has to buy a washer and dryer on the side or a dishwasher or so many other options where we made these things standard. Every time you buy a Riverstone today, you will automatically get the washer and dryer. You'll get the dishwasher in this unit here. You'll get the tankless on-demand water heater in this unit here. New innovations coming besides that is that we're going to offer each one with a 190-watt solar panel, and that should be coming to Wades real soon in that. We're going to have a hotspot set up in this thing, so if you want to subscribe and get Wi-Fi on your own, you can. And these are all great innovation things. Now, when you connect to a hotspot and you have a hotspot, now you can take your cell phone and you can be sitting at a restaurant and you can turn lights off and on. You can adjust the thermostat in your unit, will make it hotter or colder in it. If you had a generator in it, you could actually start the generator remotely. So these are all new things that customers have been asking for. Technology is catching up. We're putting it in, and we seem to be the innovators in that type of stuff in the fifth wheel market today.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. One thing that it's a small thing, but it's a huge thing. Last year, whenever you guys came out with those new steps that actually will hold themselves, everyone thought the solid steps were incredible. Wait till you see the steps on the Riverstone. You can actually pick it up and it'll kind of levitate in front of you. So it's incredible, everything that they come out with. And we're talking about these past options becoming standards. What that's going to mean for you as a consumer, whenever you go trade in your RV, there's not an option tab where you can click, oh, I have a washer and dryer. You're not going to see that credit whenever you go to trade that in. So your NADA book value is truly going to be what that coach is worth. So that washer and dryer, guess what? You got credit for it. Mm-hmm. That solar panel, you got credit for it. So you're really being able to take that value and keep it the whole life of your coach instead of just right whenever you purchase it. So these sort of things make it a huge difference. And we're talking, kind of about innovations. The floor plans they have, we were talking about that on the break. They're super innovative. My personal favorite floor plan that they have is the front kitchen itself. So with the front kitchen, you have your big it's a big double door fridge up in the front, and then it's got a huge basin sink, microwave, everything like that up front. And it has that island you were talking about. about. So you got lots of prep space, but then right behind that, it has a bar area, and you're overlooking into the living room, which is incredible because you're not cutting anyone off. Everyone is included. If you're in the RV, you can all hang out together. And then the bedroom and the bathroom has to be my favorite thing about the whole thing. You get a huge closet, but in your bedroom, that closet is not going to be clogged up with your washer and dryer like it traditionally is. It's actually going to be in that bathroom, and the bathroom ceilings are super tall. I'm about 6'2". The doctors actually say I'm 6'1", and I'm just kind of hoping to be 6'2". But with that huge ceiling, you can just, I mean, it's got tons of room, and you're not going to feel cramped up at all.
I think you kind of alluded to this, but it seems to me like because these things are becoming standard, people's desires and demands for going camping have changed. You know, it used to be disconnect from everything and go lay in a tent. Then RVs came along, and now they're sort of advancing into the new world where they don't want to leave their tech behind and they don't want to leave their luxuries behind.
Absolutely. It feels just like you're at home.
The crazy thing about it is when I first got into the business back in 1999, the average size of the camper was 27 foot.
Wow.
Today, the average size of a camper is 36 feet, pushing 38 to 40 feet. So it has grown so much. Well, back in those days, you had a slide, you had something. Now, if you don't have 3, 4 slides, you don't have anything
it's really
anymore.
hard to find units without slides, and really those more compact units, it's harder to find those these days. Everything is changing, and, you know, hey, it's America. Everyone likes big stuff. So bigger, badder, and better, that's what we're all about.
It looks like those 5 inches that you had to the standard really make a huge difference. You said it's normally 96, you're at 101, and a lot of slides on there. So I just think that really ups the game a lot, doesn't it?
Well, it ups the game a lot. What it does is you don't feel closed in. We're an industry of inches. So when you add 5 inches, that's like adding a mile to it.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you got a wider field coach there. We do what they call a straight roof line. In other words, we don't taper our roof to the front or the rear. So my slide outs are taller than most campers' interior headroom. And then you have room above that. So, yes, it does feel huge. You don't feel closed in. So you don't mind spending staying there on any extended time at all.
Right. It even has the bay window in there, so it really feels like an apartment, a house. It doesn't, I always, the RVs I used to stay in when I was younger, they were always older ones, and I just thought, this is kind of cruddy, but man, it's changed so much, and these are really cool. Tell us a little bit about how people can get a hold of Riverstone going through Wades RV, but if they want to see these, check your website.
Yes, check the website. You go to forestriver.com, and then you go to the Riverstone port of it, and you can see all the floor plans and all the new innovative things we're putting into the Riverstone today. So go out and take a look at it. One of the things I'd like to encourage you to look for is when you walk in, we actually have windowsills in our windows, which is unheard of. You go anywhere else, you're not going to find it.
Need to take a quick break here. You're listening to Camping with Wades RV. We'll have more with Rocky from Riverstone and Willie D with Wades RV. This is 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. Welcome back. It is Camping with Wades RV. You're listening to 102.3 KRMG. I'm Skylar Cooper. Willie D in the studio today, and we've got Rocky with us from Riverstone. We've been talking a lot about those RVs for the last half hour. If you missed the beginning of the show, go back and check out our podcast on krmg.com or the KRMG app. And Willie D is filming right now, so where can they find this video later?
So if you want to see what actually goes on here at the studio, all the excitement, all the fun and games, then go to YouTube and check it out, or you can just go to our Facebook page. I also have a link to it there. Make sure to like and subscribe, because without you, I'm not going to be here every week.
And you can find them at wadesrv.com. Also, 161st Highway 75. It's a big superstore down there. It's 918-291-1011. You guys have the Service Center, 121st and 75. And you kind of have a third location this weekend.
That's exactly right. We're out there at the Tulsa Fairgrounds. And if you want to come see us, go to the opposite side of the Tulsa Driller. Go ahead, park your car. And then we're in between poles N11 and N17 up on the upper level. And then if you're looking for those big motor homes I'm always talking about, that's going to be in between N17 and N21, kind of in the middle of the section. It's right by the food courts, if you're familiar with it.
Show is going on until 10 tonight, tomorrow from 11 until 5, and I'm sure I know you're having fun, but are you looking forward to the end of this so you can rest a little?
Well, yes and no. I have a lot of fun. All the customers come out there, all your past customers, and then you also meet lots of new people. It amazes me. Every show, it seems like I get a new best friend. So I have a really good friend. If Mojo's listening, he's an avid fan and a very loyal customer out at Wades RV, but he just moved into town, and he was looking for a service center to really be his partner in his RV journey. You know, if you move from out of town, it's kind of like finding a new church. You got to go out and find one. And so I met him there, and he's been over at Wades RV, and he always helps us out with whatever we really need. And he's a fun guy, and he's just a loyal customer.
So we talked last segment about some of the things that are becoming standard in RVs, especially in the Riverstones. You know, the washer and dryer, the solar panels, the hotspot stuff, which is really cool. I know a lot of people will love those features and really sort of demand them these days. But you have a section of RV innovations for us of other things that are sort of moving into the modern world. What are some of those?
That's correct. So there's been lots of really cool innovations with technology taking off. I mean, every day is an improvement. One of the coolest things, and it's usually people's least favorite part of owning an RV, is using the black tank. Taking care of that and maintaining it. Well, they've come out with a product. It's not available on the market yet, but it is out there. And so you have to invent a light bulb before you can buy a light bulb. So it's important they do have it out there, but it's called the Never Dump, and it's by Hall Logic. So what that's going to do is you're never going to have to dump that black tank again. Think about that.
So the technology there, how does that work?
Okay, so basically it's gonna take down your capacity a little bit, but with that capacity, it's always gonna be running through it. So essentially, you're gonna have a 11-gallon tank, and then whenever it hits a certain point, you're basically gonna have a macerator pump kick on, and so it's gonna churn all of that stuff up and put it into a kern. And so once it hits that kiln, it's gonna spin it around and heat it, and so then you're gonna have the water vapor come off of it, and then the waste that's left over is gonna essentially just burn up, and then it goes through it's treated CO2, so it goes, and then the water vapor comes off of it. So it's really incredible. And then if you're wondering, how does that work? How much propane is going to be used? For every 5 gallons of waste, it's going to use 1 gallon of propane, and then it'll work through that whole 11 gallons in about 8 hours. And it's a really great innovation. They're working on a gray water application, which I think would be really, really cool. You can go out for a really long time if you're not going to have to dump your tanks or even refill your water. So lots of cool things with that.
I can see where that would be one of the least fun things about an RV, but if they can modernize it and make it less of a chore,
it just makes it that much better for you. We're, talking about whenever you go out there, if you're in your Riverstone or you're in an RV, the reason you're in an RV is because you don't want to have to be doing all this work, setting up a tent, and you want to be comfortable as well. So with these technologies that's coming out, it's making it where you're having to work less and less, like tire monitoring systems. If you're not having an electronic form of that, then you're taking a tire gauge and you're walking around to each one of those, bending down, taking off the tire stem cap, and then you can check your pressure. That takes time, energy, and if you have a bad back, it's not going to feel that great. So, yeah, it's really cool what all they're coming out with, but they've came out with this thing called Load Safe. And so you'll be able to monitor a lot of different things with this, but you can check it out on your phone, tablet, your RV monitor, and sometimes it'll actually pop up on the GPS. And what this is going to monitor is the weight over your axles and then also over your pin box or on your tongue of the trailer itself. And you might be wondering, why is that important? I'm just putting some clothes or some canned goods in there. Well, you start doing that every single week, and it's kind of going to be like your college dorm room. You're going to end up with a whole bunch of stuff by the end of your time there. And so a lot of times people get overweight. So they look at their camper and they go, "Oh yeah, this is great. I can put it behind my truck." Well, did you think about your water? Did you think about all your lawn chairs and your firewood and everything else that you're taking with you? Plates, those are pretty heavy too. So with this, it's going to be able to tell you in real time your different weights over your axles. And actually, I was watching a video, and if you walk into your camper, it'll actually show, your weight. So
real time?
Real time. It's just instantly. So that's going to really help you. So you're not going to have as many tire blowouts, axle failures, bearing failures. It's just going to take care of the underneath of your coach and also your tow vehicle that much more. And it's on your phone and your tablet. So you're not having to go around and check that stuff. If before you'd have to go to a weight station, take the weight of your truck, trailer, all sorts of stuff. It already has the equation already into the app. So it makes it super simple to use.
That's cool. And not only the blowouts and the failures that you might experience, but just the ease of travel, right? I mean, I imagine if you're overloaded, it's going to be tougher to stop. There's a lot of things that can change on your drive.
Oh yeah. I mean, fuel mileage.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is always talking about gas prices and fuel mileage. Well, if you're overloaded, that's going to be cutting you back on that. So you always want to be watching all of that sort of stuff. And the next thing that I have on my list, it's not necessarily a new innovation. It's been around for a little bit, but it's a great innovation. Some people, you're talking about your RV. Let's talk about outside that RV, a heated water hose. Right now, whenever you're having those cold nights and stuff, before you would have to disconnect your water hose, make sure all the water's poured out. And then the next morning, whenever you're wanting to take a shower and you're in your pajamas, you're going out, having to hook the water hose up again. And then you're going in your camper, freezing and shivering. With a heated water hose, you're not going to have that problem. It just plugs into a normal 110 outlet, and then it has a heater core in there. And so it's going to heat that whole hose. And they also have an attachment. So if you want to put it on your water spigot, you can do that as well.
I want to get one of those for my dentist.
I think it'd be pretty nice.
It just sprays my teeth with that ice cold water. And,
yeah.
I think I
gets those nerves right. But if you're interested in one of those heated water hose or any other parts or accessories, one great thing about Wades RV is we have a full parts department. So if you go to our store over at 121st, you're going to see we have a full building dedicated to only parts. Most of the time, if you go somewhere else, you're going to see, oh, here's an aisle of parts, or here's a wall of parts. That's not going to be able to take care of anything on your RV. You might get a sewer hose there, but what about the actual fine-tuned parts? We have those door handles, the door latches, anything that you might need to replace your OEM parts, we got it. And if you need a part ordered, we can do that for you too. So go see my guys out there. Larry, he's at 121st. He'll take real good care of you. And then John, he's over at my 161st location. And like I said, just bring any parts that you need and we can get it ordered for you. Or if you're out of town listening to this, we can ship it to you as well. So come to us for all of your parts needs. We have it for you.
Earlier, we were talking about some of the videos, and I like how you guys will do instructional things and walkthroughs. Because if it's like me, I've been in RVs and I've always just gone with other people. I'm never the guy that owned it or pulled it or maintained it or anything. But if I started today, I'd be a little lost. So I would need like a lesson in driving with a 40-foot camper or how to set it up when I get there. You guys do that too.
Absolutely. So you're talking about pulling a 40-foot camper. The first unit I ever pulled was actually a 40-foot fifth wheel. Oh. And guess who taught me? Wade. So we can absolutely teach you how to do that sort of stuff, even if it's just backing up your camper or backing up a motorhome. Don't let that stop you from going out and enjoying these great memories you can make with your family and your friends. That's why you come to Wades RV. We can help you. We know how to do that. We can teach you. You don't know how to write you don't know how to write a sentence until your teacher shows you. Yeah. We can help you with that. We have all the experts, and these guys actually go out camping, so they know what they're talking about.
I heard something this week that I didn't know, and I'll just ask you two because you are the experts, Rocky from Riverstone and Willy D. Is there a limit on length at national parks for your RVs?
There can be, absolutely. It's kind of a situational thing. So if you go to one national park, there might be one rule. And then if you go to another one, obviously each one has a little bit different setup. It's not a cookie cutter sort of thing. It's not like walking into Walmart. It's going to be different every single time you go to a new campsite. And that's one thing I love about camping is all the different places you can go.
Well, that's true too. But there's new and modern facilities that's built on the outside of these national parks now that will pretty much accommodate everything. So if you have a real long one, you might not be able to fit in the park itself, but you're right on the outside. So driving and enjoying the park every day is very simple and easy because there is accommodations all around the parks.
Absolutely. I have this question come up almost every single day. I'm scared about having too long of a camper because I'm not going to be able to get it in there. I mean, yeah, if you can't fit it in there, that might be a problem, but I've never had a problem actually going to a campsite. If I want to go to this park and, you can't fit in there, like Rocky said, there's going to be facilities on the outside of it, so you can still enjoy all of these big treasures that America has to offer.
You would think that the places would have to modernize a little because, Rocky, you said in the time you've been doing this, the average went from 36 to more than 40 sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you're going from 27 to 36. 27, it's huge difference. But, excuse me, more and more parks are being built around these national parks that have all the modern facilities that people are looking for today with the spaces and the sizes that they need. So you can still enjoy these great national treasures, like Will said, and then stay close enough to where you can go every day into this national park.
Absolutely. We need to take a quick break here. You're listening to Camping with Wades RV, and as we wrap things up after the break, Willy D's going to tell us his show favorites, some of the stuff they have sitting out there at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. And we'll take your questions, too. Text us right now, 95920. This is Skylar Cooper. We'll be right back on KRMG. Welcome back. It's Wades RV, camping with Wades RV on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. And if you missed the earlier part of the show, it's been a good one, Willie D. We had a lot of fun today.
It's been awesome. If you want to tune in and listen to it later, we're going to put that video up on YouTube and on Facebook. So go to Wades RV and go ahead and like and subscribe. You want to see all the action that we're having out at the store and all the fun that we're having here in the studio as well.
We have a couple of things to get to before we wrap up the show. To talk about the Tulsa Boat Sport and Travel Show again, some show tips for people going out there. You've got some show favorites. But we do have a question for you. We always welcome questions about RVs, camping, anything. Willie D knows it all. You can text us at 95920, or this gentleman opened up the KRMG app and hit that open mic button.
I have a question for Wade regarding battery charge maintenance. Are there any solar panels or anything you recommend for when you're away from electrical source, up in the mountains or something like that? Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So it kind of depends on what kind of RV you have and then how many batteries. If you just have like a small travel trailer with one battery, obviously your maintenance needs are going to be different than if you have a big 45-foot coach that has 6 to 10 batteries on it. So what I would recommend is call up to the store, 918-291-1011. Ask for John or Larry. Those are my 2 part specialists, and they'll be able to give you the exact recommendation for what solar panel you should get. And that's exactly what they're used for. Is basically it's going to be a trickle charger on your battery. So whenever you're up there in the mountains or you're doing boondocking or just sitting at the house and you want to have your batteries fully ready to charge so you can go out camping, that's what it's going to do to make sure you're ready to go. So yes, and we can definitely get you taken care of. Give us a call today, and thanks for calling in.
A couple of hours left, really, in the grand scheme of things, like the rest of today and tomorrow for the Boat Sport and Travel Show, up until 10 tonight, 11 to 5 tomorrow at the Big River Spirit Expo at Expo Square. And Wades RV is out there. They got a couple of locations within the building. What are your show tips for people who want to come out and see you there?
So there's a couple different show tips that I have, and the first one is probably the most important one. Are you ready? Bring extra socks. Did you ever think of that?
To the show at the expo?
Yeah, you got to bring extra socks up there. And the reason why is you said it's so big. And if you've ever walked around that expo center, I think it's got the hardest concrete in the whole United States. So after a little bit of walking around, it takes some time. So if you're planning on being there for a couple hours, bring an extra pair of socks and you will thank me. I guarantee it. Interesting.
And also, if you're going to get under those fancy boats, they want you to be in your socks. So you might want to, get them dirty too.
Yes, absolutely. So either, if you want to get on those boats, I don't think you can get on barefoot. So you're going to need to wear socks for one, but then bring that extra pair. And then also come with questions. If you're curious about an RV, I know whenever I get excited about something, I forget a lot of things that were right on my mind right when I was walking in the door. So come with questions, write them down, and then also come by the Wades booth. I have a glass little booth over there. And so you can come on over there. There's always going to be someone there. And if you have any just general question, or if you want someone to walk you around and show you an RV, we're not a pressure salesman kind of group. We have guys that are out there camping, and I have a lot of great part-time help out there as well. So if you have any sort of questions, we can get them answered, and we're going to get you taken care of as well. If you want to know some of my favorites that are out there, we have that Riverstone rear kitchen that I was telling you about. It's a 2020 model, and with 10% down, you're only looking at about $700 a month with approved credit. But the great thing is we have those reps. We have Rocky in here, and they bring extra discounts. I don't have I can't put this money on there whenever they're not here. So we're contracted by them to bring units to the show, and we have $6,000 off that unit right now. So typically it's about $109,995. Right now it's show priced at $103,900. So $6,000 is quite a bit of money to me. Take advantage of those savings. And then I also have the 2020 Aspen Trail 1901. This thing is only 24 foot long and weighs 4,300 pounds. And this you can get in with zero down, $163 a month. So that's less than most people's cell phone bills. You can get in there and really enjoy the camping. Go out there and enjoy the outdoors for everything it is and a little bit more. And come on out and see us. We're located in between poles N17 and N21. We're going to be open until 10 tonight, and then tomorrow it's going to be 11 until 5 on Sunday. Come and ask for Willie D, and I'll show you around.
Enjoy the show, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
That's right. So come on out and see us, or come on out to the store. I'll take good care of you. I'm going to be out there all day today. Come on out and ask for Willie D.
Camping with Wades RV on 102.3 KRMG. Remember to check out the podcast later on krmg.com or the KRMG app. Also find that YouTube video at Wades RV, and we're waving at it now. So you'll check that out. Make sure you tune in next Saturday at noon for more Camping with Wades RV. The Future of Real Estate with Daryl Baskin is next on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk.
Thanks for watching Camping with Wades RV. Make sure to tune in every Saturday for all of this and more. And if you have some camping pictures, send them my way. I love to put them on my wall. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.